Can you tell us a little bit of what happened here?
We at approximately 9:48 this morning, we received calls that there was a fire at Still, West Virginia. Upon, when we were responding, we had a very large plume of black heavy smoke, and we were met with plant supervisors to advise us of the situation and tell us what we had. We have molten steel that is outside of a container, and we work closely with them to make sure that we do the right thing. It's their product. They are the experts, so we have been working diligently with them. They had one injury, one worker here that was injured when this originally happened. I can't give you any more information on that. I don't know it. We have all our firefighters in full protective gear. We went in to assess the situation. We quickly pulled out. The molten material has caused a couple buildings to catch on fire, which we are controlling right now. We have electricians on scene with Still, West Virginia that cut the power immediately. We also have AEP here on scene, and they are actually working with us to make sure everything is dead so that we can put our bucket truck up. We will doing that along with Still, West Virginia employees. They will be with us to assist us on what we can and cannot spray. Our goal is to cool everything down so that the steel no longer is a threat.
Did the molten steel, is that what caused this? You said it was several structures?
It was molten steel, but I can't tell you what happened or anything. It is their product. We mitigate the situation, and that's what we do.
Do you know how much spilled?
I couldn't tell you anything about that. All I can tell you is what we're doing.
When it spills, do you know if is it like water or is it more like
it's molten, so it's like a liquid.
Okay.
And you can't spray water directly on that. Okay, so you cool down things around it.
What is it like for you all dealing with chemicals and precious metals like this?
Well, it's not the first time we've been here. It won't be the last time we're here. We work with plant managers very carefully and on a regular basis. We have tours of all the chemical places here in town, whether it's the nickel plant or here, on a regular basis, on an annual basis. But they know their product and they advise us.
They have their own fire department, right? Like a smaller.
Most companies do. Most do. But when it gets to this point, we're always here to assist and help.
What is it like for such a large-scale business for you all to have, like, it sounds like a good relationship with them?
We have an excellent relationship with Still, West Virginia, and we work very hard on that. We have a lot of partnerships throughout the community.
And you said the liquid molten, you can't spray water directly on it.
No.
Do you know, like, what point it has to get to, like, for when, like, fire crews can start, like, putting it out?
That would be a question for Still, West Virginia, one of their members, their superintendents. I'll speak with them to see if they would be willing to come and give an update and at what time that would be. But our main concern is mitigating this situation. There is no threat at this time to any surrounding buildings. We're trying to keep our firefighters safe, and with the heat right now, our main concern is to prevent heat exhaustion and heat stroke. So
should there be any worries about the air quality?
That I can't tell you about either.
Okay.
So that, we're here to mitigate the situation, and they'll have to speak out their product and any off-gassing.
Can I just confirm, so there is one worker at Still, West Virginia that has injuries?
Yes.
And several buildings caught?
Several buildings are compromised at this time because of the fire damage and the heat, excessive heat that they were exposed to. So we are not putting firefighters inside the buildings at this time. We originally went in to assess the situation and we pulled out.
Are you just waiting for the smoke to clear out, or is it more?
No, we got to cool. It will be here for hours. We need to cool things down.
Okay.
And you were saying, with this heat, main concern is making sure firefighters are not getting heat stroke.
Yes.
How does that add to the trickiness of trying to put out a fire like this?
Well, you just bring more people to the scene. You rotate them. You make sure they take breaks. They get out of this big heavy gear, which is designed to keep you safe from heat and fire, but it also is a hindrance in hot weather.
And just to confirm, you said a couple buildings caught on fire.
With one in particular caught on fire, we have building compromised due to heat and fire.
And how many buildings were compromised?
It's hard for me. There's a couple. but it's, you know, it's like a warehouse and small buildings, so it's kind of hard for me to figure out how many you would call that.
Got it.
So if that makes sense.
Yeah. And I know you mentioned this at the beginning, but you know, inside it's a completely different story inside, right? You know, there's that thick black smoke inside compared to, you know, what we're seeing out here.
Well, actually, you know, it's under control, as you can see. If it wasn't under control, you would still have a big black plume. And we were able to do that with basic pan lines from staying outside. And there was one main building that was on fire, and it was right next to where the molten steel was running. So
And we have no idea how, at this time, how that steel got out of its container.
I can't speak to that. It's their product. Those statements will come from them.
Can you repeat for me one more time just the situation when you were